sword fight, fight, fight. Monkey sword fight, fight, fight. Monkey sword fight, fight, fight. Monkey sword fight, fight.
I just think what the fuck I'm doing, man. I was like, why would I do a job poorly when I could pay someone to do it well for me?
You have a guy for it. Everyone,
Yeah,
you have a guy for
that.
things,
Like,
right?
I get it hellish because my dad's a mechanic by trade and Paul's a plumber.
Oh,
And I'm
okay.
an office worker who can't even fuse a plug. You know what I mean? I'm just a big silly bastard in the family.
But if someone has an issue with their meter, you're all over that shit. Like you're.
Oh, I've been out the customer service for a few years now, so I probably don't even know how to do that anymore.
You're in business. Oh yeah.
I'm wearing suits and thing now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Perth's premier podcast, Monkey Sword Fight, with me, your host, Jordan Patrick, and my co-host, Mr. Michael Dots.
Do I need to go through the names again, you think?
Can
Or
do.
should I-
It's because it feels like we've only been here a couple of days ago, which we were, but people won't actually hear this till next week. So,
That's true, yes.
El Grande Nipez,
El Grande Nipez.
the big nipper,
Yeah. Pod Daddy.
Pod Daddy.
Cons Man.
Who came up with that? Is that you?
That's me, yeah.
You can't give yourself. I'm going to take that one away from you.
You can't come up with your own nickname.
No, you can't. You can't. That's just a given rule. Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, you can't give
All
yourself.
right, well,
a
give it to
nickname.
me. I want it.
Dickhead. After that, that's what you're getting. Got your old dad Andy Mack on the ones and twos.
What's happening?
We are also joined this week by Alex McClintock of Andy's Man Club. How are you, mate?
No bad, mate. Thanks for having us.
Oh, thank you very much for coming on, man. What we'll do is we usually go through a bit of housekeeping and then we'll get in with chat to you a little bit.
Cool.
So first up this week, our show is sponsored by Stevie Mack's Skate School.
Yeah.
Get in touch with Stevie Mack's Skate School on Facebook. All ages and abilities are catered for. Get your kid into something new.
I thought, well, first of all, word with dots.
Oh shit, sorry.
It's all right.
I rolled right past it this week.
Word with dots.
It must be unmissable this week. If he's pulled us
It's
up
not,
on it.
no. Regret is lazy energy. It doesn't change the past, and it won't shift the future.
Right then.
That's
Andy, you seem
all
like-
right. That's actually
Good?
not
You
bad.
like that?
Yeah.
Andy, you seem like a guy who doesn't have many regrets. Is that true?
None.
No regrets.
Not one.
I like that about you.
You try to say that I seem like a man who
Oh,
has
yeah,
loads.
you're full of regrets.
Daily, man, daily. My life is littered with them.
One big regret.
You got the Patreons up? Nope.
I don't have the Patreons up.
Sorry, guys, we're a bit ruffled because this is the second show we've done in a week. I always feel like we're a little bit.
Yeah, and
Here, there, and everywhere.
we'll pull back the curtain. There was a bit of a scheduling snafu. We thought it was 7:30, but it was actually 6:30. But it actually worked out being all right
Yeah,
because
'cause
I was in town anyway. Jordan has just
I had to go to Wee Man's training, but he wasn't there, so I then managed to escape early.
Jordan
So,
said, "Hey, I hate you kids," and then just ran out of there.
kicked at least 3 of them. Did I should never told you.
What happened?
So last Thursday, it was a Wee Man's football training, and one of the kids' wee brothers was there. And he's only about 4, and the rest of them about 10. He's a wee Raj, this kid, great wee boy called Leo. And we were having a game of cuppy because there were only like 6 kids at training for one reason or another.
What's cuppy?
So it's like 2 on 2. So it's like 2 teams, like 4 teams of 2. First goal goes through to the next round. It's like an elimination game.
Okay.
Scottish people know what cuppy is. That's exactly.
I'm not Scottish.
Sorry, bro. But so the kid's football daft. So we let him come on. Mm-hmm. Me and him were on a team. Now so I was running. I had the ball. Was dribbling the ball, and he was behind me. And then I kicked the ball, never looked, and this wee bastard's run in front of me, and it's sconed him in the hand.
Oh no!
So he's bursting out great, and his mum and dad, it's all right, it'll be fine. Has he no fractured his wrist? Have I no fractured the wee boy's wrist?
So you're a child abuser? Is that
Yeah,
what you're
pretty
telling me?
much, yeah. I felt hellish. So the next day I seen him, it was like texting. His dad's a good friend of mine. He's like, don't worry about it, it's an accident. We shouldn't let him play, blah, blah, blah. So I still felt horrible.
You would, yeah.
So I was in Asda
Sure.
before I went to the football on Sunday. I bought him the biggest bag of Milky Buttons I could find because they're his favourite. I was texting his dad, what toys does he like? I'm in the toy section at Asda. What did I get him?
You've done enough damage.
But then, like I say, we're still pals because he came running up and gave me a big hug. So we're still mates. But I tell him if he fucks with me again, he's good.
Let's get into the head next time. Got the Patreons up now.
Patreons, yes.
Maybe it's worth rehashing what the Patreon is, I guess.
So again, for those of you who are new to the podcast, the Patreon is helps us keep the lights on. Small donations, what you can, helps us pay for Podbean, the digs, t-shirts.
Andy Mack, he has an expensive price tag. Andy Mack,
Just renegotiated Andy Mack's contract.
2-year deal.
Yeah.
Worth millions.
Come off worse than that and having my divorce. So
I'm going to get sacked for gross negligence or something like that soon. I'm gross misconduct. That was all.
Mate, if you've not
Fact
done
find.
it, if you've not
The
done it,
monkey sword fact fight.
I never. We'll talk about that off air. Actually, the fact finds.
coming up for Andy's peer review. So yeah, Patreon, just give us little or as much as you can. Anything's appreciated. And it helps us do what we're doing.
And not do it at a loss.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
We spend a lot of time doing this stuff, so
Yeah.
that's good. Anyway,
Carry on.
Ali Cook. Ali Cook left extensive feedback on the
As per
Patreon.
usual.
We'll, on our Facebook page. We'll get into that a bit. I feel like he challenged our parenting skills at one point. But that's fine. We'll get into that. Andy Henderson. This next person I need to apologize to. Because I did mention on the podcast a couple of weeks ago that I ran into someone in the gym who was talking about the podcast and I was a bit confused. It was Callum McLaughlin. Callum McLaughlin. So thank you for listening, Callum. And next time I see you in the gym, you hopefully you can spot.
He's going to say, "Hey, Kyle. Hey, Callum. How are you, Callum? Good to see you, Callum. You're doing well."
Shake your hand vigorously. Yes. This next person, I can never forget about that. Chopstick 69. I'm not going to say this person's name, his first name, but his last name is McCaffrey. You want to say his first name?
Craig.
Because we put up a poll on our Facebook page, and people don't like the way I say that name.
It's because you said it wrong. You said Craig.
Craig. Who's Craig?
Okay, all right. Well, I take that as an attack.
Good. You should do. I'm making sure you do.
Asshole. Mr. McCaffrey, thank you. Danielle Miller, Davey Forrett, Fraser Rifi. Fraser's bringing in a lot of different things for Reevy Print. Have you seen
No,
this?
he's working
making
hard, man.
signs
He's working
and
hard.
he's a hustler.
Best thing he did was these t-shirts, though.
Yes, the t-shirts.
I
Fraser,
got
if you're
fucking ramen on my t-shirt earlier. So.
you slob. That's what's good about having the black t-shirts.
Yeah, it is, yeah. I knew it as soon as I put it on. I was like, should I put this on before I eat my tea? Fuck it. I'm a near 30-year-old man. I can eat my dinner without spilling it. No, 2 mouthfuls, blush.
Listen to how big of slobs we are. We're buying t-shirts that are darker just to keep the food stains hidden.
That's not working hard, mate. It's working smart.
Fraser, yeah, if you're hiring, let me know. I'll do some like social media or something for you, please.
Shite at it.
Help me. Ian Shepard, Nate Black. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
Rachel.
Ralphie Rogg.
Rachel.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Sorry I was late.
Ralphie Roggs. Ralphie tried to sneak in. We put up a post about having the Monkey Sword Fight live show. He was like, "Oh, free pints for the Patreon users." I was like, "All right, sell that."
No, free ticket, mate. Free Patreon.
Oh yeah, it's free ticket. Yeah, we did agree on
free
that.
ticket, yeah.
We did agree on that. So
You're
yeah.
on the VIP list.
You don't want to get Ralph drunk either. No, I'm
No?
just joking. He's a
sugar.
good guy. He's a good laugh when he's drunk. Roddy Bader and Stosh. Big boy Stosh.
Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome
The
sauce.
boys. So, I don't know if we've had much feedback apart from Ali. Because Ali was messaging me as well just because fucking Boris Johnson's come out as like the big favourite.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Yeah, so wait, can someone explain what that means though?
So-
So I saw the list of people, and so does that mean that like the first 2 have to square off for votes? Or?
I don't know if it's just an opinion poll at the moment.
I think it keeps going until there's only 2 left.
Oh Jesus,
So
that's hard going.
Yeah, it is hard going.
Anyway, carry on.
We did get some feedback earlier today from Mike Malloy.
Mike Malloy, yes, a friend of PJ and Alana from Night and Day podcast.
Yes, international we are, guys. He wrote, "Hey guys, long time listener. Okay, not that long. PJ and Alana got me listening in late 2018. Would you consider throwing the links to your Facebook posts? Would you consider throwing links on your Facebook posts to some of the stuff you've been watching and listening to? I do love trying out new stuff. All the best to you." So thanks, Mike.
Mike.
That was the plan initially,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah.
I think it was meant
That's
to be
my fault.
Spotify playlist. So if there was stuff we've been listening to, like podcasts or any music, we could put it all together there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Which
tough.
we'll make every effort.
Yes, I don't have Spotify. That's the thing.
I do.
Well, yeah, if you do, then you can do that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll take that on board.
Well, we can do.
I'll take that
Take-
offline.
is that your takeaway?
I'll take that offline.
So yeah, we can do a YouTube one because most of the stuff we have is on YouTube. I wish you could do
Or
a
like a
Netflix.
YouTube playlist.
Yeah.
And make it for the channel.
Yeah.
Could do that.
This feels like stuff we should talk about off air.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. It's like a meeting here. And we would appreciate a good work after you replied back to him. So thanks a lot, Mike. Thanks for listening. And we'll,
Yeah, therefore, like I say, we could go into Ali Cook's feedback, but that could take an entire episode. But it is on the Facebook page.
Yeah,
Have you
well-
got something you want to dig into?
No, we'll touch into it. We'll speak with our guest first,
Yes.
and then we'll go back to Ali stuff.
Excellent. So, like I said, just thank you very much for bearing with us. Housekeeping and that. So, we are joined by Alex McClintock of Andy's Man Club. Thank you very much for coming along, mate. So, let's just go right off the bat. What is Andy's Man Club? Take us.
Andy's Man Club is basically a peer support group for men over the age of 18 who might be struggling, going through a storm, being through a storm, or just want to meet like-minded men to help them get through life.
Excellent. And obviously, there's, especially in the last couple of years, there's been a massive push to get, especially young men, talking about their mental health. So, we won't go into yourself. We'll get to yourself as well. But so, how did Andy's Man Club come about, and what's the story behind it?
April 2016, a young man from Halifax called Andy Roberts unfortunately took his life by suicide. No warnings, and as you can imagine, the family were absolutely devastated. His brother-in-law, Luke Ambler, was a professional rugby league player, done a lot of like lifestyle coaching and a bit of work in mental health, and decided enough was enough. There was too many young men taking their lives in the area of Halifax. So put a post on Facebook. A couple of weeks later, they had a meeting in a coffee shop, and 9 guys turned up, just basically to shoot the shit and just get out and get socialising, basically. That was almost 3 years ago in June that we started. We brought it up to Scotland in September 2017. So it's gone from 1 wee club in Halifax to now 20 clubs.
Wow.
And we had 503 men attend on Monday night across the whole of the UK, which
amazing.
is huge.
Yeah, that's
absolutely
really good.
huge.
So is it one night across the UK?
One
that
night,
you do,
it's every Monday night, 7 till 9.
Okay.
So we meet at McDermott Park, but we've also got one in Dundee and one in Dunfermline in Scotland. The rest are predominantly Yorkshire and then down into Devon as well. We've got a couple of groups down there. So firstly, it was a Monday night that Andy took his life. And statistically, 7 to 9 on a Monday night is when most men take their own life.
Really?
Which is quite scary.
Any research into why though?
No, but just us talking over it, it's maybe just the dip after the weekend. You're going back to work, you're needing to get a doctor's appointment or whatever. Things are getting on top of you, and you just enough's enough.
Yeah.
And you just don't seem to be getting anywhere. So 75% of all suicides in the UK are male, which is quite scary.
Now, why, just from a personal, why do you think it is that it is primarily men, or the larger proportion of suicides are male? What do you think is, like, based on your experiences? Or
I think what we get asked all the time was why don't you include women? Women are more socially evolved. They'll talk to their pals, they'll tell their pals what's going on, whereas guys will go to the pub and we will shoot the shit, but we'll talk about everything from football, films, to just see what that lassie's wearing. Do you know what I mean? We won't actually talk about what's going on in our head. And I think you just bottle it up. It's like a bottle of juice. If you don't release that, it's going to explode. And I think that's what men do. It's just that whole toxic masculinity that big boys don't cry. Suck it up, get on with it, dry your eyes, whatever you want to do, which is wrong. Do you know what I mean? It takes a bigger man to show emotion. So I think we're heading in the right direction. We're not naive enough to think we're going to save everyone, but we're doing all right.
the fact is, it's good to see that it is being recognised.
Definitely,
Yeah, because I think you're definitely right. I see it. Like I say, I coach wee boys football, and I try and make a big effort to not be like, man up, suck it up. Do you know what I mean? Like if the boys are upset or talking, I try and talk to them through it. So, so just to go as well, I don't know, how did you get involved? How did it come about for yourself?
I've had my own issues with mental health. If I was first diagnosed with depression when I was 21, so that's 20 odd years ago. And about 5 years ago, I split up from my first wife. Just pretty shit time, basically. Fell in love with the first person and plenty of fish, as you do in this modern era, and moved myself through to Monteith in Dundee. Just isolated myself and my friends, my family, and actually started getting migraines, and the medication they put me on took a reaction. Ended up on different antidepressants. And I just started getting panic attacks and anxiety attacks, didn't want to leave the house, and then when I did, I thought everyone was talking about us, blah, blah, blah. But the biggest side effect of that medication was you all have suicidal thoughts. So I was walking about, back and forward to the doctors, past this big massive wood of trees, and my head was telling me to kill myself. I didn't want to die, but it was telling me to kill myself. And it culminated, I just had enough's enough. Packed all my stuff up. It was all sitting labelled in the garage, so Mum and Dad could just come through and pick it up. And I was standing with my noose round my neck in the garage when my daughter, who would have been 13, 14 at the time, phoned me on her way home from school. She was living with her mum just to tell me she loved me.
my God.
That stopped me. And I think seeing the devastation that's left behind with Andy's family and my best mate, Adam, who we work with, and basically we're trustees up in Scotland now for Andy's Man Club, seeing the devastation his family's gone through after losing someone as well, I'm grateful that I've not put my family through that. And I think discovering Andy's Man Club, it's definitely saved my life. Since that, do you know what I mean?
Well, you mentioned something before. You said about medicine, and I find it does help some people.
It
but
does,
for
totally,
other people,
totally.
It doesn't work. Do you find a lot of people that you talk with at Andy's Man Club? They say, you know what, I did try this, and I've come here, and I feel 20 times better just for talking to somebody.
Totally. There's three things we don't talk about in Andy's Man Club: medication, politics, and religion, because it affects everyone different. So we just avoid it. Totally, make it a better place. But no, I think the biggest thing for men walking through the door, once they realise that they're not on their own, that's what I got out of it as well. That first time you realise you're not on your own, you're not the only one that's having those problems, and I think that just kind of makes you a wee bit relieved. There is other people going through it, and we can get through it together.
Well, just from my experience, I went through a year's worth of CBT over a year ago. Like I say, I swallowed my ex panic attacks, and it was for me. It was speaking to somebody about your issues and them not looking at you like you were mental. Immediately, just it settles the mind down a bit. So I can imagine, especially for guys, like it must be the world of difference. You must have some people that just it's turned them around.
Oh, totally. I mean, one of our guys, and I think you know him as Incl. He's been coming to the group for almost 2 years now. He's actually running the group. Do you know what I mean? So to see that guy coming in for day one, not wanting to speak to anyone, headphones on, no eye contact, and you see the difference in the guy, and he's now actually fronting up Perth, which for us is huge. Do you know what I mean?
He's out there. He's quite out there.
He's really good. He's had some powerful shares. So, and we see that every week. We see a guy walking in, no eye contact, just looking at the floor, not wanting to speak to anyone. And then by the time he's walking out the room, he's saying, I'll bring biscuits next week. Do you know what I mean? It's that big a difference in one meeting. So you can imagine as it goes on through the year, if Nico's been coming 18 months, the difference it does make. And it quickly becomes a habit. Even now, if I miss a meeting, I notice a difference. And I'm lucky I get two, because I get one in the jail as well. So, but it does make a huge difference.
Definitely.
So how does it work, like going in? Because it can, like you were saying, it can be quite intimidating to go in, even though you know that you want to share these things that are getting you down, or that are on your mind. But you go into there and there's a bunch of people that you don't know. I kind of picture it like you see in the movies, where there's like an intervention where everyone's kind of sitting around tapping the styrofoam cups. And so how does it work? If I wanted to go in there and share, how would that work?
Well, most people obviously follow us on Facebook, or we get a lot of referrals for workers in the community or from the hospital as well. One of the things we do is, for day one, we've met at Costa's at St Catherine's Retail Park, so we're there from 5:30 to 6:30. So anyone want to come down or bring family members down to help them through that door the first time, because it's the hardest bit, we're there to break the ice, and then we can give them a lift up the road. Failing that, they just rock up at McDermott Park 6:45. Someone's usually standing in the car park, and someone's usually standing outside the door, the mutant suite that they use. So people do say, all right, how you doing? You here for Andy's Man Club? Because we got a lot, obviously McDermott Park, there's a lot of dads there with their kids. So I've had a few conversations. Are you coming for Andy's? No, I'm just here to watch my son.
I'd imagine as well, it'd be quite. I'd imagine you could probably get people trying to make that first step through the door. Would be quite difficult. So there being somebody outside, just catch their eye. You know what I mean? We're all wearing the Andy's Man Club stuff as well, so that they can see who we are. We've had guys 6-7 weeks in the bounce walking down the car park and just about turning and just it's no for them. But eventually they come in and think, well, why did they not come in sooner? So we're happy to meet anyone, and we've got a lot of contacts through social media. People saying, can you meet my son outside or whatever? So, and we do. And a lot of parents, a lot of wives, girlfriends actually bring them down for the first time just to get them through that door, because they know that they need the help.
I know sometimes in just speaking with my GP when I wasn't feeling well mentally, they give you referrals, like different things. Is there a way that you guys could get in there and speak with different doctors and say, like, hey, recommend us, you know?
Well, obviously they can't refer us. They can signpost.
That's what I mean,
myself and Adam, obviously we've been doing this for 2 years now, and we've raised a lot of awareness. We actually spoke to the Perth GP referral, the GP forum last year. Took us a long time to get in, but so there are doctors out there that are aware of us.
Okay, great.
We've done 6 awareness sessions with NHS up at Murray Royal, so there's been people from all over the NHS in Perth and Kinross. The crisis team know about us at Nine Wells. Cairnwell are aware of us at PRI, so we are out there and there are people knowing about us and signposting, and lots of different other agencies across Perth and Kinross as well that know.
It's an amazing thing because for me, I wasn't too bad because I managed mine to a point, probably not quite well, but I was maybe 4 or 5 months waiting for my appointment up at Murray Royal. So the fact that you guys are there every week,
filling that gap,
that's excellent. Because like you say, with the help of the people around me, I was able to get to my appointment fairly unscathed. But there's a lot of people out there that maybe don't make it to their appointment. So things like this are massive.
It's like anything. The doctors are restricted by budgets, etc., and they've only got a small window to see someone. And what we've found is they'll go through a checklist because that's how they've been trained. So bang, 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 right, take this medication. Whereas Andy's Man Club fills that void of just sitting there and listening. We don't promise to fix anyone's problems. We don't. We're not going to tell you how to fix your problems, but we'll sit there and listen.
Yeah. So what happens? So if I come up and I share whatever's getting me down or whatever the issue is, what happens at the end of that? Do I get feedback from other people there, or do they say, "Hey, I've been in that situation too, and this is what I did"? Or?
Well, the actual meeting itself, so we're there, we've got a cup of tea, a biscuit, some home bacon if someone's donated some stuff, which the public's been really good with Perth anyway. We go through 5 questions. So the first 3 questions are always the same. So question 1 is, how's your week been? So that could be anything. You could get a smorgasbord of things. Question 2 is 1 positive. So even if you are having a really shit week, that 1 positive could be you walking through the door. You know what I mean? Which is huge. And 3, anything you want to get off your chest, which can be huge. That could be the first time someone's actually shared what's going on. I know for me, my first meeting, I had never told anyone my story before, not even my parents. And I was sitting with my best mate who had worked with for 15 years and just went, bleh. And he went, what the fuck? Do you know what I mean? So, and then he told his story and I went, what the fuck? Just hadn't told each other. Do you know what I mean? So they get a lot of stuff out, and then we stop for a break, another cup of tea and a biscuit. And that's where the peer support comes in. So if I'd been experienced the same things as you, I'd come up and say, look, I spoke to this person, this is how I dealt with it. So that's where the support comes in, and they go, right, cool. Question 4 and 5 are positive neurological response questions. So it gets you thinking about good shit. So it could be your hero growing up, or last night the quick fire question was, if you had a superpower, what would it be, and what would be your superhero name? So it's a wee bit of fun and laughter, and it just gives you that wee lift to walk out the meeting. And they leave the group absolutely buzzing, high fives, handshakes, hugs. But anyone that attends the meeting can get added to a closed group on Facebook, which is for guys that have attended that meeting and that group only. So there could be guys there for day 1 that still attend or haven't attended for a while, but they still got that support. So for example, excuse me, last night there was a guy having a really shit day, and shouts out for help, and the guys just rally around and support him, and just make sure he's safe. So that's happening 24/7 across the UK, across 20 groups.
That's fucking amazing.
That is amazing, yeah.
Like we're quite lucky because I think the 3 of us especially, this is what we use. That's similar to what we use this space for. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even if we don't talk about it, we have an opportunity, especially for 3 guys in their late 20s to their 30s. You know what I mean? The opportunity to actually see 2 of your good pals once a week for at least 2-3 hours. To me, especially, is unbelievably helpful. Even if I don't come and tell these guys what's happened during the day, if I've had a shite Tuesday, Thursday, whatever day we record on, just the opportunity to sit with 2 of my best mates and
get
shoot the shit
chest,
is unbelievable. And I've often come in to do a podcast in a shite mood, but I've never ever left a podcast in a shite mood. So I'd imagine it's much the same.
It's
for
much
the
the
guys who
same,
come along,
I don't ever remember leaving a meeting at Andy's Man Club in 2 years and just going, that was shit. Do you know what I mean? You always go out buzzing. And the wife will testify to that. You come back into the house and you're just buzzing. I'm sitting there till the back 11 before I can even think about going to bed. Because you've got so much going on in your head as well. Do you know what I mean? And not all negative shit. There's a lot of positive stuff goes out there as well. So
well, just it's so you put here, like you say, it changed your life, and it's we've done the pre-interview for those that are listening, and Alex put it made him a better human, saved your life. So do you reckon it's just it changes the way that you look at things?
I think so, yeah.
And is it like sort of that's your beacon? Like if you've had a really shite week, you know you'll get
I
there.
know I'll
and
get my
it'll-
release.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think, as well as been my saviour, I think the amount of guys that have saved across the UK in the last 3 years is unbelievable. And when you go to the public events and you speak to family members, it's like having the old Dave, John, whatever, back. And it's just giving them that new lease of life. I believe, and I'm not preachy here, but I believe I found my purpose. And it's something that I'm grabbing by the horns, and Adam's the same. We've given ourselves 10 years to make it as big as we can in Scotland.
Definitely.
And I think as trustees, we set targets with the rest of the guys down south, and one of our targets for the end of the year was to hit 500 men a week. So we smashed that already,
Nice.
and we're not even halfway through. So we've got another meeting at the end of the month, so I think we'll be reviewing our targets. So
Fucking brilliant.
so it's good.
It is, like you say, it's insane that it's taken this long for people to realise that men can talk about stuff as well. And you get a lot of shit nowadays, especially nowadays, how men are terrible people, which a lot of them are. But, like, I mean, but like the real stigma is that men can't show weakness. And I feel, especially when I've not been to the club, but I don't know if you'll be the same. Like it's better to, like you say, you've got a daughter. You say, you know what I mean? So, but I feel like since I've went through treatment, I've become a better parent because I know how to teach my wee laddie or show my wee laddie. I can be scared, I can be upset, I can be sad, and that's fine. So do you reckon it's sort of helped you in other aspects of your life as well?
Yeah. I mean, I've got a stepdaughter as well who's 12, so going on 13. So we actually spoke to our primary 7 class last year and spoke to 30 odd kids, which is probably the scariest presentation I've ever given, by the way.
But definitely important because those are the kids you got to reach.
Huge.
Yeah.
And we were actually invited back. So I was there last week talking to 6s and 7s. So it was 70 faces, which is terrifying. Do you know what I mean? And it's totally different because the presentation we do for adults is it's real. It's hard hitting. We're sitting there talking about suicide and our own journey with mental illness. But kids, you've got to try and aim it slightly different.
Yeah.
They take it in. And I think we noticed, certainly with Katie's class, they still look after each other. Do you know what I mean? Which is brilliant. Especially when they're going up to the big school. It's a whole different ballgame when they got there.
High school's fucking scary, man.
Is it?
See, if you not think back, when you go from primary 7 being the big fish in the small pond, and then you take that one step up, and all of a sudden you're fucking tiny again, and the rules have all completely changed.
Yeah, I never felt like that.
I was shit scared the first year, couple of months at high school.
I was too, but I looking back on it now, I had no reason to be like I was.
Yeah,
I was kind of like one of the bigger kids anyway. So
Yeah, me too.
I never really.
And me, but
So how many classes have you spoken with, or how many times have you gone to school?
that primary school, we spoke to primary 7s last year, and then 6s, 7s this year. We've done senior induction with the grammar school in Perth. We've been up. We've done a few sessions with the college and the STEM classes, the engineers, mechanics, and stuff like that. We've been up there as well.
Okay.
We've done a lot of stuff in Dundee, with Dundee and Angus College. We're actually way through to Dundee University tomorrow to do a presentation. We've spoken to greenkeepers and probuses, and one of the biggest ones was standing up in the horse cross and speaking to 350 greenkeepers. You know what I mean? Which is huge. So we've spoken to thousands of people over the last 2 years, just trying to get the message of why we do what we do and why Andy's Man Club is so important.
Do you think that when you've spoken with younger men, that there is kind of a culture change where they are more open than, let's say, you were or your peers were when you were younger, and more willing to talk naturally without much,
I don't know. The funniest one was at college, and we were talking. And funny enough, it was SSE were there. We ended up going. SSE ended up flying us down to Southampton to do a presentation to new starts off the back of it. But as soon as we stopped, they all went back onto their phones. Any questions?
Nope.
Got it.
So I don't know. I think communication's different for the young team.
Yeah.
The girls will text, "What's for tea?" They're sitting upstairs. Do you know what I mean? Just shout down, ask. Yeah. I just rubber it, and it makes it worse.
I'm gonna start doing that. Yeah.
Just rubber it.
Off your arse, yet.
Especially when they've seen you've read it. Do you know what I mean? That makes it even better. Do you know what I mean? But no, I think we've got concentration of guys in their early 20s that come to Andy's Man Club.
All right.
I think our youngest is 18, which is that's the minimum age because we're all volunteers, so our guys are just punters off the street. With no formal training, we don't do PVG checks on them, which is why we keep them above 18. So we do have a concentration between 18 and early 30s. So and right up to, we've got one guy, I don't want to make him too old, but I think he's about 76.
It must be strange, especially for somebody that age, because it just wasn't talked about. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't. Even if you go for my dad's in his 50s, I don't imagine this was something that was talked about when he was younger. That was the generation of just fucking get on with it.
Yeah.
And that's.
But speaking to my granny, she's 80 plus, and it's like all this never happened in my day. This is what it did. It's just there's more mediums
It's the same like
communicate.
There's no gay people back in my day. It was like,
Well,
yeah,
it
there
was.
was, but
It was. But yeah, I think it's just because it's on the TV, it's in the papers, it's on social media, it's on the radio. Do you know what I mean? It's just more publicised now.
it is, I suppose as well, it'll be getting that thing, try to change it from just being a tick box exercise to actually driving the message home that this is important, something needs to change.
And I think social media has been brilliant for that. So I mean, we wouldn't be Andy's Man Club the size we are without social media. We're all over it. I think we hit 300,000 followers in a month just over Perth, Dundee, Dunfermline and the Scotland page. So hitting that many people on Facebook is huge. Because you never know who's going to see it.
Yeah, that's honestly, man. I remember a friend of my brother's sadly took his life last year, and you guys there was a fundraiser down at the Bar 44.
Yeah.
And like you say, the trail of destruction that it leaves. And you get people saying, "Oh, it's selfish." He goes, "Well, it's no selfish. The fact that these people, they see no other way. They see that life would be better without them, but." To see the difference it made, see how many people it brought in to actually get the word out was I could see. I wasn't super close to the person who passed away, but my brother was, and all his pals have been best friends for years. And to see everyone together, you could see it made a difference to them. Just that there was that support out there, and that someone was trying to actually do something
about it. Yeah.
So
it's that ripple effect. As you drop a stone in the water, it just keeps going and going and going and going. So you never know who you're going to affect.
Yeah. It's sensational, man. The work you do, like, let me sit and blow smoke up your arse, but like, it's
well worthwhile.
It definitely, man.
And as I say, it's made me a better human being, and Adam and all our guys. It's improved everyone that's attended. So
it's excellent, man. Like, I don't know what to say. Do you know what I mean? It's so positive to see that. In a world, especially nowadays, where it's so tough to try and find something positive to talk about.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's good to see that there are people are like yourself willing to take the time out of their own lives, and we all kind of how difficult it is just to balance everything to make the difference for young men and old men and just men in general.
It's huge. Sometimes we put more hours in for Andy's Man Club than we do for the prison service. In your full-time job, and it does take up a lot of time, but without the backing of our families, we wouldn't be able to do it. So, do you know what I mean? I think hats go off to them. They support us, so we can support the guys, which is huge.
That's what I was going to say. You mentioned a couple of times the prison, and I see that you wrote on the pre-interview HMP Perth. Do you do the similar thing within the prison? Yeah.
So that's how we kind of started it. We took it on as a project for work. And myself and Adam were both physical education instructors, so the old PTIs, so we take them for gym and football and stuff like that. And it was just something we wanted to do for well-being and just giving the guys something else to do. So we blagged our way into a NOMS meeting, which is English Prison Service down in New Boldreville, and just to meet Luke. Something that we'd seen the picture, It's Okay to Talk across Instagram and that, and just wanted to find out more. So he says, yeah, you can do it in the prison, but you have to start a community group. So like, right, cool. So we came back up and tried to put it in place. It took us 6 months to A, get a venue, and B, get look up so we could actually officially launch it. So we launched in the prison 4th of September 2017, and then in the community on the 18th of September. And we run the prison group on a Thursday because that's when we can fit it into the timetable. So even if it's a day off, one of us, we both go in and run the group. 5 years ago, you wouldn't have had that kind of openness in a prison setting. The prisoners wouldn't talk to the staff for a start. And now, in today's meeting, the guys are like, we don't look at you like screws, we just look at like one of the boys. Because when we're in that meeting, it's Alex and Adam. So we had 15 guys this afternoon. We've got 30 on a list because we can only take 15 each for security. And there's about 20 odd guys on the waiting list. So it's quite popular in the prison.
I was ready to say it'd be good, especially you see a lot of people in the prison who must have some. Well, not all.
We've all got mental health,
there'll be
so
an issue
every
there,
single one of
yeah.
us has got mental health. So, and you don't have to be suffering from poor mental health or suicidal thoughts to come to Andy's Man Club. You may just want to be there to support other people, or in the jail. It started off as just to get out the cell, but guys are getting so much more out of it now that it's become a big part of their week as well.
That's amazing.
And we get guys coming as soon as when they're lived, they come to the community groups as well. So it helps them keep them out of prison as well.
I was ready to say it'll just be that support network is just what a lot of people need is just something there in place, like a constant, is what makes a difference for.
Especially when you're out of prison, you need to have something in place and if it's something familiar as well, that'll help them transition a lot easier.
Totally. So we've got quite a few come to the 3 groups that have been in our care, as it were, which is good.
It's this, you don't know what I don't really want to say, man, because like I say, it's this unbelievable thing that you guys are doing, and like every single person that walks through the door should be unbelievably proud that there's people trying to make waves to change what's, I think, as well has become so prevalent in the last year, how much of an issue it is. Like my family's been affected by suicide in the past, and it reverbs for years. You know what I mean, it doesn't just go away like at all. Do you know what I mean?
Adam's loss was 30 years ago. Do you know what I mean? It still affects the family now, so and it always will.
Yeah, but no, like you say, man, the work you're doing is just fucking unbelievable. Like,
Cheers.
I can't believe, I bet you can't believe how far you've come in just under 2 years.
It's taken us by surprise. It's taken the whole organisation by surprise to be as big as we are after not even 3 years. Our third birthday's on the 29th of June. I think there's about 10 of us for Scotland. The facilitators going down for just a get together as facilitators, and then the birthday party at night. And I know there's some of our guys are actually talking about driving down and getting Airbnbs and that just to come to the party, which is huge. Yeah, it's a big deal, the growth has taken us by surprise.
But then that also is on the back of the hard work and the commitment and the hours that you're also prepared to put into it as well.
I think we were talking about that today, and I think the groundwork we've put in with Perth being the first one in Scotland and giving that real solid base is benefiting Dundee and Dunfermline, and it'll benefit the other clubs as we grow off Dunfermline into Glenrothes, Kirkcaldy, down into Edinburgh, Falkirk, Stirling. So our plan is within 10 years to be across all major towns and cities in Scotland, as well as obviously down south and the rest of the UK.
In a position then to lead the way and to really expand and grow it as much as possible.
And I never thought I would be a trustee director of a charity. Never. Do you know what I mean? So even that was a huge honour when Luke and Elaine asked us. Huge honour. So, and one that we're going to do our damnedest to keep Andy's Man Club going and grow it.
The fact, that you guys have done this, you know what I mean, like, look who started it, just off your own back, you know what I mean, grassroots, you know what I mean, just, it's a shame that it's had to come to, you know what I mean, you, like, people off the street doing something about it, rather than, you know what I mean, because obviously I know that the government are making some changes, but like the fact that you guys are making a real difference here, just off your own backs to make a change, it's inspiring, really, man. Like, it's...
I went through like a similar kind of down period a couple of years ago, and when I went and I spoke with my doctor, I was like, and he was like, "Yeah, you can download this app, Headspace. You can do that." And I was like, "Not really what I was looking for." Had I known that he had said, "Hey, you go to McDermott, you know, on Monday night between this time," I'd have been up there in a minute. You know what I mean? Just so I can go talk for even just for a night, just to be like, "Oh, I gotta get this off my chest." So when you said that you were speaking with the GPs and getting that in there, that's super important. For doctors to be like, look, I know I can't help you. It's not in my hands to do something, but if these guys can help you, go there and go do something.
Totally.
Yeah. It's sensational. I think
it's a tall order, but it is, trying to change people's attitudes and perceptions, one meeting at a time, one social media post at a time, one word of mouth, anecdotal, story.
And just get somebody to crack a smile must make the world a difference.
And even like just you hit it there, that post on social media, the amount of times that we've had messages back saying you don't know what that message did to me on that day. They might not come to a meeting, but watching it on social media does help them and does get them through the week. So it's a powerful medium. It's got its negative sides as well, but
it's nice to see there being a positive side to social media. Do you know what I mean? I was scrolling through Twitter the other day thinking, what the fuck am I on this app for? Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? The fact of the matter is that it can make a good difference, and like you say, a grassroots campaign like yourselves can just kick off just through word of mouth through social media, and it kind of.
I'm officially the only person in Perth prison that has access to Facebook. Lots of the prisoners do, but that's another conversation. I'm the only member of staff, and that's just so we can keep it up and running and keep posting stuff and keep an eye on our guys as well. Do you know what I mean? Because sometimes they do need a wee bit of support and that, and we're there to help them. Do you know?
Like you say, the rehabilitation, especially prisoners, I think you'll agree, is like it's difficult to do. It is, and it's difficult to stop people from reoffending. But things like this could make all the difference in the world to these people once they are released and try to get back into normal society, just to have that constant in their lives and have that.
I think the routine of having it, at the set time on a Monday is quite important, because as a prisoner, your life is heavily regimented. It's completely scheduled for you.
Totally.
Then you're out in the outside world, and there's nobody to tell you you're having your
Yeah.
breakfast now. It's lights out at this time. So having some form of routine in their week, I'm sure, is beneficial.
And it can be scary because we've got guys from untried to short-term to long-term to lifers that are coming to the group. So a guy could be in prison for 20, 30 years and get out. A huge culture shock.
Well, it's the institutionalisation, isn't it? It could, like you said, be like folks struggling to come out of the army or whatever. It's just that's been their life. It's not like that. But obviously, I was married for a few years, so it's not like being in the jail, obviously. But when I first split up with my ex, my routine was completely all over the place.
You feel isolated because you've no one to talk to.
I went from seeing my wee boy every day to only seeing him on a Wednesday and all that type of stuff. And the culture shock's unbelievable, even for something that small. So I can imagine that coming out of the jail, even after maybe 6 months, is going to be.
It's huge.
Aye,
huge. But the good thing is there's loads of people that have come out of the jail and stayed on the straight and narrow and now are doing stuff similar to this and working in recovery and using that lived experience to help others, which is powerful.
That's awesome.
I'm sure that's when you'd probably know as well that you're really, really starting to grow, and it's really blossoming, because by that point you've got guys who have been with you since day one. They're, like you say, like Incl, for example, they're already now away running their own events, running their own groups, that kind of thing, and just continuing to build.
Which is brilliant, and the only way we can put it, I mean, if we said to him loads of things, it's like that proud parent. You know what I mean? You've given this guy the skills to do what he's doing, and he's running with it and making a huge success. We've not been to Perth for 7 weeks. We rocked up last week, and to see it, how it's grown and sustained itself is brilliant.
It was just like giving people a purpose. You know what I mean? Something to, like, whether they're hosting it or not, just that thing to, even if it's a crap weekend, a shite week, but that 2 hours is where they can get it off their chest, and it just feels like a reset point that they can then build on.
And I think it's good seeing them, especially when they're all walking about with the gear on, and you see them down the street and you go, brilliant. Because people recognise it now. We've got a taxi, we've got a learning school that's got a logo
taxi
on
around.
it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
We've got workers' vans and stuff. It's brilliant.
Men especially are willing to walk down the street with the gear on.
It's huge.
Which is an open admission that I have been there. I've struggled, and this is what's happening. I try and make an effort, especially on this, and I think Andy's talked about his personal stuff, Mike's talked about his. I think we've, maybe not consciously, but we've decided to be as open and honest on this as we can, because it's a medium.
It's a platform to do so.
I think when you've got a platform, no matter how big or small, you've got to try and be responsible and do something, because a lot of the time we just make dick jokes. Do you know what I mean?
They're still to come, by the way. They're still.
He does. Me and Mike don't.
You know,
I got a few here.
Because I've spoken to a few people, my mum especially, she's like, who have you got on this week? And I was like, boyfriend Andy's man club. She's like, that's fucking amazing. Do you know what I mean? Because she's dealt with me and my brother's mental health life in her own stuff. Do you know what I mean? So, like,
and you've affected her mental health.
Yeah. Pretty much every day for the last 30 years, So
yeah, it was kind of. Oh, sorry, Andy. Go.
No, I was just going to say, I think the shirts is a big deal, because that again shows you an actual shift in attitudes.
Definitely.
And percent, somebody's quite proud to wear that, and anyone who does recognise it goes, "Fucking top man." That's a big deal. But those small things all accumulate and very quickly snowball.
I've tried to make a point, even especially from this and things, is like at my work, you always get the stereotypical, it's mental health awareness week, but then as soon as somebody maybe brings it up, everyone's like, oh.
Yeah. Well, it's not a subject you want to discuss, is it? So, I mean, our banner says suicide's the biggest killer of men between 18 and 45. It's hard hitting, it's the truth.
I think it's trying to make people not uncomfortable, but showing people that you're comfortable enough to admit to it, that then might make somebody else oh, I actually feel like that too. And it's trying to get that avalanche, that snowball effect, isn't it?
The thing, it's certainly a momentum change for us as a charity. We've stopped using the word commit suicide, so it's complete or take life by, because commit's always been seen as a crime or it's a sin, and I think even that's changing. Do you know what I mean? Even the church and the Catholic Church are starting to say, look, you'll still get into heaven if you believe that, and bang. So I think society's changed the way they look at it as well.
Yeah. I think it is like you say, there was that thing that's I couldn't do that, it's selfish, but you've got to try and take a look from the person. That person feels like they're so beyond help that nothing will get better unless they're gone. And that must be a fucking terrifying place to be.
It's a shit place to be, eh?
You know what I mean, like you say, honestly, your honesty there is unbelievable. So like you say, we really appreciate you coming on, because it's difficult for people to come out and just be as honest as that about low points in their life.
It's got easier, eh? It's the first couple of times that I'm not ashamed to say I was in tears doing my own story, eh? It's hugely powerful. It's harder to do it to a smaller group. And I remember doing an event in the green room. They were raising money for a young musician that had taken his life. My mum and dad and their pals were there, and my mum and dad knew my story because I told them, because it's like, we started doing Andy's Man Club, I need to tell you, blah blah blah. But it's still really hard, really emotional to say it, especially to someone that you know. Eh?
I mean, like you say, you've got your own kids. You know what I mean, like to be able to, like, you put yourself in the shoes, like if you were to say that, if your daughters were to say that to you, it must be hugely affecting. Do you know what I mean? And then there's a whole other thing as well, that your parents go, could I have done anything differently? And I think it's trying to change that idea that it's not, it could be from outside factors, but a lot of the time it can just be
it's
the
just
way
what's in your head. Yeah, totally.
Honestly, man, like, I really appreciate you coming on, like, because
cool.
it's amazing. And like, so if anyone's listening, do you know what I mean, and you are struggling, then reach out to somebody. Do you know what I mean? Don't sit and be silent. Do you know what I mean? Even if it's messaging the page and we can refer you on to a club or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Just
what's the best way for them to get in contact with?
Well, we're all over Facebook, so there's Andy's Man Club Perth and there's Andy's Man Club Scotland. There's also Andy's Man Club UK, which is the main one. But as I say, there's 20 odd Facebook pages. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. So you can even email us, perth@andysmanclub.co.uk.
Well, we'll make sure we share the living daylights out of everything on the page and get the message out. But like I say, man, your story, like what you have done, is nothing short of amazing.
It's surprised us. We've done things that we never thought we would do. We've walked over hot coals, we've climbed Kilimanjaro, and we've spoken to people that we never thought we'd speak to. So it's been a huge journey so far, and one I'm looking forward to continue.
Amazing, man. Well, let's say, thank you again for coming on and telling us. If you're happy
thanks
to,
for
we're going to
us.
sit and talk shite for probably the next 45 minutes.
I'll try and add to that if I can.
Chime in when you want.
But yeah, no, like I say, everyone, Andy's Man Club on Facebook. We'll share out all the details. Yeah, fucking do it. If you need it, do it, man. It's amazing. So yeah, let's talk some shit like we can. Like fucking pros.
How was everyone's week?
How was
everyone's 2 days?
Yeah, 3 days. That was not bad, mate. Aye, what about yourself? Can I just ask quickly?
Yeah.
So we were talking about this. I mean, might pick me up on the way over here. Minis.
Okay.
Is that a woman's car?
That's what I said.
I don't know, like.
But you've never driven a Mini. I haven't driven one either, but
I don't know if it's just what I'm saying. I should have told guys well.
Old Mini or new Mini, it depends.
I've
driven both. Old Minis are better to drive, but it's like a go-kart for me. It was like a go-kart with a roof.
If you remember the week when the Champ was on, remember I was explaining to you how the Champ's his late father used to do up the old racing
Well,
minis.
see, that's what I'm sorry. I should have specified old minis.
Yeah.
I think are cool as fuck. New minis. It's a hairdresser's motor. Right.
hairdresser's motor.
He's only saying that because Rachel doesn't drive a Mini anymore. If Rachel was still driving the Mini, I can guarantee he would not be
I
saying
wouldn't say it
that.
to her face, so.
Me neither. She scares me.
What about yourself, Michael? How you been, mate?
Been well. One thing I did want to talk about. Did you see the stink that was kicked up by Joe Brand yesterday or the day before? Actually,
I seen you retweet something, but I didn't read it because I knew you'd tell me.
So Joe Brand, comedian.
Yep.
Comedian, was, I think she was on a podcast on the BBC, and she made a joke about you and Megan were talking about Nigel Farage getting hit with milkshakes, and she made a joke, something about instead of throwing milkshakes on them, throw acid on these people. And I listened to it. You got to get it in context. Like everything needs context. So I was like, before I say anything about this, I want to make sure I listen to the podcast and see what she says. And then the audience that were listening to it got a big laugh out of it. Do comedians have a license? You're a budding comedian yourself. Do comedians have a license to say stuff like that and get away with it, though?
I think context is everything. Context is absolutely everything, regardless. There's a comedian, YouTuber, personality guy, Dapper Laughs.
Yeah.
So he was on the up and up, had a show on ITV2, and at one of his shows, someone in the crowd shouted out, "Speak to my pal, she's gagging for a rape." And he then repeated, "Sorry, did you say she's gagging for a rape?" And that's the line that the press printed.
Oh my
Dapper
God.
Laughs says she's gagging for a rape. And he got his show pulled, had to come off social media because of the backlash he got. Do you know what I mean? So I think anything can be funny if it's funny.
Yeah.
If a comedian makes a joke, you don't have to laugh at it. But I think if you're out to try and offend people, you're not a very good comedian.
Me listening to it, I guess you guys haven't heard it, but me listening to it, I didn't think she was trying to offend, or maybe she was trying to offend Nigel Farage, but I don't care about that, by the way. But she said, "Why bother with the milkshake when you can get some battery acid?" Those were her exact words. And then it turned into the police investigating it, which I think is a huge waste of money, because if you think that she's going to do that, then there's, you know, where are we going with
That's
this?
what I think, and a lot of professional comedians have made this argument a million times over, that anything can be funny.
Yeah.
In the right setting, with the right set of storytelling skills, at a comedy show or on a podcast, I don't think anyone should say anything that we say that could be considered offensive. Anyone who listens to the show knows that is not our aim.
Yes. And
And it's the same like you're sitting with your pals. I've said some horrific things in my friends. Do you know what I mean? But it's always been as the moment. But like, I've been in group chats where if someone screenshotted a message with none of the pre-messages or messages afterwards, I could end up with some serious jail time. You know what I mean? But it's a grey area, because I don't think it gives people a license to say anything.
Yeah.
But I think you should always take into consideration the context. If, like, Boris Johnson, for instance, he said Muslim women look like letterboxes.
Yeah.
He's not a comedian, he's a serious politician. He was talking about the dangers of the burqa. Now, I'm not a big fan of the burqa. I don't agree with it, but not for the fact that it's part of their religion. It's because I don't think it's right that women should have to have their faces completely covered up.
Yeah.
But Boris Johnson wasn't saying that at a comedy show. He wasn't saying it on a podcast. He was saying it in an interview about an issue of racism. And I was like, that immediately gives levity to people who are racist.
Yeah.
Whereas Joe Brand's a comedian with 30, 40 years of history telling jokes, being a genuinely quite nice person. Do you know what I mean? I think it's contextual, and I think there has to be a certain level of common sense when it comes to saying things.
I think a lot of this comes from the conservative right feeling that they don't get a fair shake when it comes to stuff like that, or a fair shake when it comes to anything, really, which I somewhat agree with. I think that they are judged a bit harsher when it comes to certain things. Would you agree with that?
See, again, it's...
Like on social media, they're quicker to get banned for certain things than
but then
liberals are.
You've got to try and find... There's people like Tommy Robinson kicking up a fuss because he's been banned off of Facebook. However, he incites violence and racial hatred, whereas Joe Brand's cracking a joke. Mm-hmm. She's not calling for white people to be killed, and she's not being racist or horrible.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas Tommy Robinson, Nigel Farage, these people have actively, like, whether they do it or not, they know what they're doing. Mm. Did anyone not watch the video of Tommy Robinson sucker punching some guy at the football the other week?
Yeah, I read that guy was harassed. No reason for violence, but the guy was harassing him.
You still didn't cold cock a boy when he's not looking. Do you know what I mean? That could be dangerous. Like, but if you're going to go out there, and like I say, I don't think anyone should be, whether you're an arsehole or not. You're making a good point, because I don't think people who don't incite that type of thing should be assaulted, but I don't think anyone should be assaulted. But I think it's funny when Farage gets milkshake. Because,
okay, no, we're going to get to that.
Yeah,
but
I'm just going to take that shovel off you.
I just realised I was going into the circles. Thanks for that, mate.
We're going to get back to that, but like I'm looking at a tweet now, and it looks like there's a woman who's severely burned with acid, and someone has tweeted, "Joe Brand endorses this." So now it's like, this is what somebody from back at home put something about Chris Rock. I went to go see Chris Rock probably in
think we
January.
talked about this before, yeah.
And Chris Rock said he said something like, "I want to see a white kid get shot by the police" or something like that.
Yeah.
And then he said, my friend put on Facebook, "Oh, I'm not going to watch Chris Rock stuff anymore because he's a racist and he wants to see white kids shot." And I was like, he may want to get white kids shot, or he's trying to make a point.
Yeah.
So you have to use your brain to kind of figure that out. If you don't like it, fair enough. I understand why you wouldn't like it, but we need to kind of use common sense here.
See, honest man, like my old man always said, like offence can only be taken.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't give offence, but there's got to be a level playing field. But I think, and this may just be my lefty opinion, but I think if you incite fear or hatred with less than facts. See if Tommy Robinson was an arsehole, but he was coming away with actual facts.
It's hard to fight that, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have as much of a problem with him having a level playing field. However, he's playing to, I've said this in inverted quotes so as not to piss someone else, the uneducated masses.
Yeah.
Like your auntie who just reads on Facebook saying 55% of Muslims are unemployed and are claiming benefits. Do you know what I mean? That's, if they say something like that and someone goes, "I read that on Facebook," that fucking must be true.
From BritainMatters.org. It's like, no, those don't work.
It's like the Britain first, the Spanish chapter. That's what gets me.
See, it's funny. You just said there that if the person was non-violent, like Tommy Robinson is violent. He is an asshole. But we got into a discussion on Twitter about throwing milkshakes on Nigel Farage. And you and Chuff said you agree. You thought it was okay. Andy, how do you feel about Nigel Farage getting covered in dairy?
It's a dangerous game, guys.
Yes.
You know, milkshakes today can easily be... No, hang on. Milkshakes today could easily be knives tomorrow and bullets the next day.
Gotcha. Okay, I thought you were going somewhere else. Yeah.
You know, I don't think it's big. I don't think it's clever. I think some of the people who preach the most tolerance are actually some of the most intolerant people in society. I don't really have a lot to say on this. I really don't. I just don't think there's any need to be going around throwing anything at any, public servants, no matter how.
Apart from traffic wardens.
You know how badly you think of that. No,
Fuck them, yeah,
but it's true. Milkshakes is acceptable today. In 5 years' time, it could be something else. It could be bullets next week. I just think you've got to keep things like that in mind.
Yes.
I think my main issue is, and this goes for left and right as well, is the amount of inaccuracies you can get away with on the internet.
Oh, it's terrible.
Do you know what I mean? Because there are people who will read a meme or a made-up stat and immediately think that must be fucking true. And when presented with facts, this is again for left and right, don't want to hear the other side. Is if Tommy Robinson and Nigel Farage were online with proof and backing up facts with what they were saying, then I wouldn't mind as much listening to them. Because I'm quite happy to listen to a fair... Like Andy Mack's the perfect example, always comes with an unbiased opinion, regardless of what he himself thinks.
My father always taught me, accept nothing, question everything, and never trust a man who prays. That's what he always used to tell me.
Really?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So yeah, except forget the third part of it. But
I was going to say, Jesus.
Motherfucker.
no, but that's
fair enough.
that's
I'm joking.
That's what he preached, man. Accept nothing, question everything. Do your own research. Make up your own mind. Make sure that you're reading from a number of different sources.
Well, don't you think, Alex, don't you think it's tough nowadays to do your research because there's so much fake stuff out there? It's hard to find out what's true and what's not.
99% of all stats are false. There you go. If it was a McDonald's chocolate milkshake, I certainly wouldn't be thrown over anyone. Never mind.
It was actually it was a Five Guys peanut butter milkshake.
So wait a minute. So now
That probably cost about £6.
Apparently the guy was like, I just bought it and I was really
bought
looking
it.
forward to it, but I thought this was...
were you that angry?
Yeah,
Jeez.
because I thought I'd have my 2 minutes of fame on social media going round. Isn't this guy a fucking hero? Whoop-de-doo on Twitter because he threw a milkshake at a politician. Because he had no substance, he had no argument, he had nothing he could debate with the guy, so he had to resort to throwing a milkshake at him.
That's the thing, yeah. And this is what I talk about him all the time. Bill Maher, one of my favorite comedians, he always, when he gets people on his show, he asks them, he's like, do you go on Fox News? And he says, no. He's like, you have to go on there and you have to talk to them, get inside that bubble, and then you have to break down their arguments and make them look stupid or Throwing milkshakes not going
That's
to
what I'd
work.
prefer.
Not talking to them is not going to work. You have to engage.
Do you have to challenge these people? That's what I think, and I probably was at the time. I was probably caught up in the whole fuck my that's what a wank shaft. But like Andy makes a good point, you make a good point, and I've read things on the internet. Is it because it could easily happen to Nicola Sturgeon? Do you know what I mean? It could easily happen to Jeremy Corbyn. It could easily happen to, I don't really like Corbyn. Do you know what I mean? It could happen to
Could happen to anyone walking down the
Exactly.
street.
Happened to us.
yeah, if somebody scorned my malt and they he'd got a milkshake, I would kick fuck at them. You know what I mean? I guess that's the thing. So I was as well like you work in the prison, so from a law enforcement or a like point of view, what do you think to that? Like Andy's point and Mike's point as well.
Well, going back to the battery acid one, guys used to get hit over the head with a PP9, which is like a big massive battery. So I suppose if she's gone to the time to take it out the battery, then it's a waste of time just to out of the battery. Do you know what I mean? Just stick it in a sock and cosh it. No, you see scary stuff all the time in the jail. Rather than battery acid, it's hot water with sugar in it because it just sticks. So you see some nasty stuff. And they're very clever. They can make things up, a toothbrush and a pen, or do you know what I mean, all sorts.
Like the most ingenious ways to get
they're
around
very
anything
clever
is
when
in
they
the
put their
jail.
mind to it.
All the time,
They always they said that's because they've got so much time. That's how they come up with such ingenious methods of ways to either escape or to hurt up one another. It's because they've got so much fucking time on their hands to sit and.
Friend of mine, his mum and dad used to live. I'm not going to say, but it was on the outskirts of Perth, and where they were, you can sort of see the jail from where they were. And my mate's dad was out in the garden one day, and there's a fucking Tesco bag just plonked in the middle of the garden. So he picks it up and opens it. 3 massive bricks of cocaine, and a couple of phones and SIM cards. And they'd obviously been trying to fly it via drone into the jail,
Dropped it.
and it'd fallen off the drone. Do you know what I mean? So things like that, like they say it's like technology is getting more advanced, and like anti-crime's getting more advanced, but the crooks are getting more advanced as well.
Got to.
We've got 2 guys in just now that actually filmed themselves on the drone, so they had it sitting at the table a bit like this, and they're talking about what they're going to do and where they're going to fly it, and the drone was filming it, so they started selling. So as much as they're ingenious, they're incredibly stupid at times as well.
What are you talking about? Well, you'll be
But
like,
they try to get stuff over dead birds, Coke bottles, catapults, drones. Do you know what I mean? They're clever. They'll always find a way to get stuff in.
That's mental. I once heard that the easiest way to get drugs is being in jail.
Yeah.
And it's 10 times the price. And an iPhone, for example, will go for £1,000 in the jail.
Jesus Christ.
And there's only one place you can hide that.
Oh, the old prison wallet.
Fuck, they go for about £1,000 in the
I know,
real world
right?
as well, man. Jeez.
That's a new one.
I do.
An update on my phone, by the way, tangent. Update on my phone. Don't So I sold it, and then the person had no feedback on eBay, which is always a bad sign. And then it was somebody in Italy, but then they had like this weird thing where you send it to eBay, then eBay sends it to whoever, and you just pay whatever the shipping would be. And I was like, oh, that's cool, but they haven't paid yet. So now I'm going to the next person down the line. I'm going to be like, I already offered to them. I was like, oh, if you want it, you can have it. But they haven't paid yet either. So I need my money. I want my money. I'm going to go up to the prison and sell it to somebody. I got phones, man.
Do you not just hear Alex say where you've got to keep it? Did you not listen to that part of this?
Look, I need the money, okay? Don't judge me.
The hardest bit is getting the charger up.
Getting back out because
I got a tail, yeah.
unless it unplugs itself, you're like, fuck. Oh.
You have a lot of problems buying and selling stuff online, don't you?
This is the first time I've had an issue selling something.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's usually just accosting Amazon drivers in the street.
And that wasn't me. That was Skylar. That was
Mike
me.
ran up on an Amazon driver in the middle.
I didn't
like
run up
screeched
on
his
him.
car in front of him. Hood up.
It's because like I robbed him. I'm going to be in the jail soon. Yeah. No.
We were down there the other week actually. Some place like absolutely massive, the Amazon warehouse.
Oh, yeah,
And we
really?
had
I really
a
wanna
stall
have a go
down
in
there
there,
that's huge.
I want to have a go in there, like just wander about.
There's like 500 staff walk past you in about 3.5 minutes.
Really?
At the end of the shift, it was scary. It was just like
It's
mad,
meant to be
huge place.
very, very difficult job. Very
Yeah,
demanding
hard
on your
work.
Could
physical
imagine.
fitness.
Could imagine. 10 minutes it took us to walk from the car park to reception. There you go. That's how big it is.
The one in Dunfermline.
Dunfermline, yeah.
Really?
It's absolutely
You only see kind of the side of it when you're driving,
when
though.
you drive past, it does go on for a fucking while.
huge.
Yeah, it does, actually. You're right.
Like when you
Yeah.
actually stop and think of it, it's like that's a big fucking building. There must be some cool and some weird shit in there.
And some weird people.
Ah, yeah. This factory workers, man. Like if that's where you're going, that must be a strange place to go. What else we got on the list today, Michael? Let's talk about. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Let's talk about your working out. Let's talk about it because you've had this on there for a while. How is the exercising going?
It's going well, actually.
You're still going.
I am still going, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm approaching week 2. I'm sorry, week 2.
You're only in week 2.
No, I'm approaching. This is month 2. I'm starting.
Okay.
Yeah. So April to May, May to June. Yeah.
Are you jacked yet?
I feel jacked. How do I look?
Yep.
Oh.
I love how you said April to May, May to June, as though May to June's been like a whole month. How many months did you say it was?
Well, it was the middle of June, so it was coming up on 2 months. Yeah.
Just checking.
I felt a little soft, I guess you can say, because I was trying to do squats. I'm doing like a full body workout now instead of doing like a body part a day because I was getting clowned for that. They were like, "Oh, that's old fashioned." I was like, "All right, so we'll do some full body stuff." So I looked up. It's called Two Buff Dudes, I think it's called on YouTube.
That's not an exercise video. You're watching, Mike.
It was on YouPorn. What do you mean? No. So I found this workout, and part of it was squats, doing front squats. So I was doing them, but you have to put the bar like on, and it looks like
I hook it with the 2 fingers.
But I wouldn't have my elbows in the right position, so I had the guy in the gym trying to like kind of sort me out, and I was like, I can't do it, and he was like, no, you just have to put your elbows out. I was like, I can't do it, and I was like, all right, look. He's like, try this one. So he gave me like this huge bar to use with like pads all around it. You ever seen that?
Yeah, the bitch pads.
Is that what they're called? Don't lie. Don't do that.
That's what I said.
That's for girls, like that. Padding's for girls.
Take the bruise on the top of your spine like a fucking gentleman.
That I don't mind, but if I'm doing it on the front, it was taxing on my wrist.
Just rest on your breast.
No, I will not rest on my breast.
Have you got the Buff Dudes 12-week program book, Mike?
Yeah, not the book, no.
No, I'm on the website just now. Yeah, they've got a 12-week plan. Oh, look at the guy there. He's absolutely
He's got the swans
jacked,
out?
bro.
That's
Absolutely
a nice
jacked.
beard too.
He's got the swans out.
Buffdudes.com.
See, we don't
Nothing.
lift weights in the prison. It's all body weight exercises. Smashed the circuit this morning at 7:15. All
Yeah.
body weight stuff.
What kind of stuff do you do?
Just
Squats. Yeah. Squats are good.
push-ups,
Yeah.
planks.
It's just, I don't know if it's
all
all in my
sorts.
head, but like I've got really fucking bad knees, and I find it easier to squat with weights than I do body weight. Body weight squats just my knees start to fucking swell.
But with more weight,
With
you're
more weight, I don't know if it's because the actual muscles are engaged, so it's not just like the tendons and that moving around. So I find it easier to squat with weights than I do just body weight. Because if I do body weight squats, then I'm limping afterwards because my knees are fucked.
So would you say that your knees, they're not bra?
No, they're not. But you know, there could be a case made.
If they're bra or no?
Yeah.
Braw or Naw. Braw or Naw.
But like things like a bike, going a bike, do you know what I mean? It's good for your knees. Low impact, and it builds muscle as well.
Yeah. You know what I've been hitting toward the end of my workout, the assault bike.
Right,
Like, that thing is brutal, man. I was doing it like
Is that
20.
the one where you're just like,
yeah.
it's like a rowing, it's like one of the, what's the fucking machine?
It's a near big
Yeah.
fan. And
Yeah. I was doing like 20 seconds on, like 20 seconds off. And then I noticed that there's like a thing, and there's like a button on there where you can do, it's like 10 seconds on, 20 seconds off. And I was like, oh, that's probably a little bit better for me. I'm stumbling out of the gym lightheaded and shit. The assault bike is definitely no, but it's good for you.
How many times are you training?
I'm going like 3 times a week.
3 times a week.
Yeah.
We could do that in a day.
What do you mean?
Well, me and Adam had a circuit this morning.
Yeah.
With 18 prisoners in the jail this morning. Then we played tennis with a couple of boys this afternoon. Left him, he's playing tennis with one of the staff now, and maybe play football. So we could train 2 or 3 times a day.
You need to commit yourself a crime.
I do. I need to get in that jail.
£2 million gym, and it's free membership.
Oh, yeah.
6-month contract at least.
3 to 6 months?
Man, you're black, you getting like that.
I'm not going to take that personally. All right, so Braw Or Naw.
Braw Or Naw. So Alex might not know. So Braw Or Naw is our weekly feature where we go over the topics that might be dividing the nation, and we boil them right down to say whether they are Braw, they go in the Brawl of Fame, or not, and they go straight in the Naw bin.
Yes.
And we might come across
There are no in-betweens.
no, it's extreme. You've got to nail your.
If you say that too quick, it sounds like something else, doesn't it? The knob bin.
No, but exactly. See,
I like that.
it's not very high.
Dick joke number one.
Right, what we got today, Michael?
Greg Tarby. Pocket watches with suits. Braw Or Naw.
Bra.
That's a nice look.
Say
I
it
agree.
again.
Pocket watches with suits. That's a nice look. A nice
Steampunk.
pinstripe suit, have a little pocket watch
I
in there.
fucking love a pocket watch, man.
A robber's dream. Do you know what I mean?
A robber's dream.
Yeah, you got a big bit of gold there hanging out your pocket with a chain and that on it.
It's true.
You just walk over.
I got a really nice one. I was my cousin's best man, and that was like the gift he gave me was a pocket watch.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, it's fucking beautiful.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's one of my most prized possessions. I only take it out like very rarely.
Timepiece.
Because I don't even check the time. Like, you forget to wind it up because I'm not used to taking my phone out to check the time. It's literally just so I can go. It's not even wound up. I'm just like, train's coming soon.
You take your pipe out.
Exactly.
Cork out pipe. Gotta wear spats with that too. You gotta have spats on your shoes if you're.
That's a fairly American thing, is spats. You don't see a lot of spats over in the UK.
Is that not?
Military.
Buff
that's
dudes
about
wear
it.
them.
Two buff dudes, name of the podcast. There you go. What do you think, Alex?
Bro,
Bro?
I'll go with
Like
that.
a pocket
Alex
watch.
likes
I'm
the
going definitely bra, man,
steampunk.
all day.
Billy Morrison, double dipping of dips, i.e., sticking your crisp into sour cream, then salsa, and munching, possibly leaving a little sour cream in the salsa. I'm okay with it. His wife, Joanna, hates it.
No.
Braw or Naw?
No?
No.
You don't double dip the chip?
Nah, can't do that.
I am fucking boiling at the thought of it, honestly. I'm no joking, man.
What
Sweating in
about,
a bit, man.
quick tangent, what about your butter? Will I find crumbs in your butter?
No, you will not.
What about any butter in your jam?
No.
No?
Do you
I don't
wipe in
have-
between slices?
Eh?
Do you like wipe in between like?
Like crumbs in like Madeira Lee and that?
Yeah, you don't see any...
Not really, no.
No?
So do you get enough in your first scoop?
Like
on the knife?
I cut out a fucking wedge in that with a spoon.
You're using a quarter of it at a time? Jesus Christ, your
Tell you what,
cholesterol's through the roof.
Another quick tangent. Is there anything more satisfying than when you open up like a fresh jar of like peanut butter?
Yeah.
You get that first scoop because it's totally smooth at the top. Oh, that's just a beautiful feeling. No,
Love peanut butter. I know, that's cool. I
No,
like
it
that. What I don't like, and we're going off on another tangent here, what I don't like is leaving the little white piece of paper on top of the butter or the sour. Or
Fucks me up. It fucking
Don't like it.
annoys
Take it
me.
off. Take it off.
Why is it there? It's the same with like I don't know if anyone does it. Like people who leave the little protective thing on their computer, or like you get like a new bit of technology and it's got the plastic.
Oh, yeah. That used to be me, and I got shaved out of it.
Oh man, it drives because my mum and dad used to do it all the time. Like, you can't take it off. I'm like, why not? We've got like a new laptop in the house. So you got to leave it on. I was like, why do I have to leave it on?
You paid for this screen to use it. Take it off.
Nah, I took it off. Take the ground and so. what was
Sorry,
the point?
dipping the chips. Dipping of the crisps. Sorry. Andy's definitely a no. Alex, what do you
No.
think? No?
No.
What do you think?
I don't mind it.
You don't mind it?
I like a wee bit of like mixture of flavours.
Yeah.
So like,
You know how Asda, or even sometimes in Tesco, they have the 4 dips in one? Sometimes you get a little bleed over, especially if you have a buffet at work or something like that.
saying that I'm not much of a dip guy. Like if I'm getting nachos, I like my shit to all be on there anyway. But I'm not much of a like getting a 4 dipper. And I just want my crisps.
See,
My
nobody
grub.
likes that Thousand Island one that always comes. in the
No, it
four
doesn't.
pack. I don't want to see any of that in my sour cream.
Is that the wee pink one? Aye.
It is,
Nah,
yeah.
no time for that shit. Like
No
that.
time for that.
No
My
time for
fault.
that.
No.
My fault.
I'll go bra. All right. I don't mind.
I'll say bra too. So, but does that go straight in the knob in because the guest gets to decide and
Yes.
vote in the event of a tie? Motherfucker.
Brother.
Big J West, playing music from a Bluetooth speaker. Playing music from a Bluetooth speaker in your backpack while walking around or on a bus. It's like the new version of the original Ghetto Blasters. But seriously, maybe I'm getting old, but there's a fat kid in skinny jeans bumping Ed Sheeran past my house every day that's about to get straight up drop kicked.
I was
Now,
gonna say,
Jay is a big dude.
I'm
so
surprised Jay hasn't drop kicked him already. Like that seems like that's a legitimate reason for a scalp.
Jay is a large dude. So if you're listening, the fat kid listening to Ed Sheeran. Wait, first of all, who's listening to Ed Sheeran out loud walking down the street? That's a
I know
head-
if I listen to Ed Sheeran, I do it like everyone else does, shamefully to myself. Like
Yeah, keep that in the headphones. This has come up before.
Bobby Parker brings this kind of stuff up a lot.
Yes.
People making noise on the bus, people making noise
Yeah,
in public,
see-
chatting on the phone.
I see, like if because I seen like there was somebody when I was walking past the skate park a few weeks ago. There was somebody doing it. They were skating about, and I was like, that's fair enough. That's probably the arena for it. But
Yeah.
public transport, middle of the street, no. That's what headphones are for.
Yeah,
So no.
So it's a definite no from me.
it's a no for me too.
Plus, like
I'm going to say we've done it. Mentioned earlier, we climbed Kilimanjaro last year, and one of the boys had a Bluetooth speaker, and we rocked that shit all the way up the mountain. right?
see that game.
that's different,
That's what I mean.
though.
That's
That's
fine. Like not if you're actually and everyone in the group.
Public
isn't-
transport, no, but
Aye, is that? Yeah, no, because I can understand that, but Nah, there's no days you're getting up, like somebody's getting away with that. Like I'd actively go up and smack a youth in the mouth and like fucking sort yourself out. A youth.
These two youths.
These youths, man. Nah, that's a no from me. Like,
Yeah, it's a no for me too. Daryl Ann Miller says Perth. Braw or Naw.
bruh.
This is Perth's premier podcast, Daryl Ann. I don't know if you're trying to get over on us.
It does
here.
my tits in when people slag off Perth. Oh, it's shite. There's nothing to do here. It was that, but go out and do something about it.
I just sent her an angry face for that comment. Yeah.
Because like I think like Perth's not the greatest city in the world, but it's ours.
It's all right. It's not. It's quiet. It's not. You don't have all the things of a big city, but you don't have all the crime of a big city. You don't have all the hustle and bustle, which I kind of like. So,
But people who say there's nothing to do in Perth aren't getting off their arse to go and find stuff to do. Like Groovement's just set up a weekly night at the Ice Factory. Every Saturday they're going to have no major DJs, like no major pop music night other than the rumba and stuff. So that's going to happen there. So there's another club in Perth. Blend in, stand out. This podcast, there's a whole other host of podcasts popping up. Do you know what I mean? There's music on at the Green Room, there's music on at the Tams, there's open mics on at the venue. People just can't be asked getting off their hoop and going and finding something.
I agree.
So,
Go do it.
fucking Perth DOS.
Andy Mack.
What, Perth?
Yeah.
I'm no from Perth, so I can say it's shite.
Alex, what do you think about Perth?
Well, I'm not for Perth either, but it is, bro. I think no matter where you live, you'll say the same thing about your hometown. There's nothing to do because you're used to it.
Yeah.
Like I love Glasgow and Edinburgh and that, but Perth's my home. Like I like Perth. It's big enough. It's small enough. I mean, I'm happy I was raised here. So
I'm happy I'm raising my daughter.
Pipe down, Darlan.
Pipe down.
Pipe down.
This is a good one from Ralphie Roggs, right? Oh wait, that was
a bra.
three
Andy
bras
Mack.
and a no. Okay.
No.
Just go with what you want.
He's a Dundonian. Ralphie Roggs, sim only phone deal. Sorry, can't read tonight. Braw, managing to keep your 2-year-old phone in good enough condition that you're more tempted by saving 20 to 30.
For a Colinish. Carry on.
That you're saving 20 to 30 pounds per month on your contract. That you are shipping that old bastard off to Mazuma for a few quid, then upgrading to the latest model. Or no, getting a new expensive toy is all part of the fun. I say Braw, I'm on the iPhone 7.
Bro, seen my phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a piece of shit. It's an absolute bit of wood, mate. But
The Samsung wood?
I've got it on a Vodafone pay-as-you-go SIM because I don't need a contract phone anymore. Everywhere I am, I'm on Wi-Fi.
That's
If
true.
not, I've got my laptop on me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you're a
pretty much
laptop
never
guy.
go anywhere without my laptop. Do you know what I mean? So for me, it's just like, I used to do that every year. Upgrade your phone. Oh, a new iPhone 5 this year. Oh, great, that'll be $47.99 a month.
I feel like
for
you're
the
taking a
next
shot
2
at me
years.
right now.
I'm not taking a shot. But no, I just realised, I mean, we talked about this before the show earlier on, just the change in what I've done in the last few years. Now it's kind of like you look at all the things you used to spunk money on, like Sky TV and contract mobile phones, and you go, it's fucking thousands of pounds a year, man.
Hell yeah.
That I'm throwing away, for the latest handset.
True.
So I can watch fucking Chelsea Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? Like, you see what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah.
one of those things. It's like pay as you go or a SIM only deal. Folk are selling second hand phones all the time.
Hell yeah.
Folk are selling those new iPhones. You probably get it like 200 quid less than you bought it brand new, but the thing's like 3 months old.
Yeah.
What's the big deal? Plus, they're better deals. Much better prices monthly as well.
Yeah, Connie's got that too. She's doesn't want to upgrade her phone at all. I'm talking her into upgrading it. She's like, no, I don't want it. She's happy to have her SIM only deal and pay like half of what I'm paying, and probably has more data, probably has more everything than I do. So
I'd probably do that exact same thing now. I upgraded to the iPhone 7 and it's just the only problem I had with my old phone was that the memory was shite, but this has got great memory, so
Yeah.
And the new iPhones are too big. I don't like it. It just feels uncomfortable.
yeah, I stepped down. It feels like I stepped down the size. So yeah. But to be fair, this isn't the newest iPhone. I don't think.
That's not like you, man. You
Yeah,
usually
it's
miss
not.
that gadget.
No, I'm happy to be a year behind. They're gonna come out with a new phone in September, so I'm happy to be a year behind. So.
I'm trying to look at it pretty pragmatically. All I use my phone for is social media and listening to music. So if I can do those two things, I'm quite
That's it.
happy.
Yeah, I'll say Braw. Yeah,
I'm gonna
some
say
only
Braw.
deals if you can get away with it. Yeah.
Hell
Do you know what
yeah.
you should do? Instead of getting a fucking all singing, all dancing phone, get an absolute bit of wood phone and get yourself a really good tablet for the house.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Get yourself a really good iPad or a good, Acer one or whoever.
Bit
Windows
of
one
width,
or
by the way. That was I like that.
Bit of
Bit of
width.
width
You've
phone.
seen my phone, man.
Bit of
Honestly.
width.
LG. Who has got an LG phone in 2019, bro? Come on now.
That's just, you care if you message Andy back and he's working, you're not going to hear back from him until about 5 o'clock when he's back in the house and he turns his laptop on.
I know, right? That's true.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right, so everyone's brought Alex. What do you think?
I'm not. As soon as I'm up, I due an upgrade. I'm getting the latest phone, mate. Definitely.
You like your
It's a
technology.
wee bit excitement, though. You're like,
I go for Samsung, but
Yeah.
seeing as everyone's shouting about Apple, but
I always tell myself, I was like, this is a year I break away from Apple, and then I didn't.
No.
I think I'm going the other way because now Andy's Man Club Evans on Apple Macs. It's all built on Mac, so I've got a MacBook Air, and I'm getting used to it now. But
Yeah.
it's the first piece of Apple kit I've had, so
Takes a while to get
I'll
used
probably end up getting a phone.
I got a work. My work phone's a Samsung. It took me a bit of time. Like, what the fuck is this? What am I even using? Don't like
Yeah,
it.
see, that's the thing. I'm actually moved away from my phones over onto Android and Google. I actually prefer it more. I think it's a better.
They are
system.
technically better, and I think because my cousin's like a complete and utter computer whiz, and he raves about Android and Samsung and. And I'm like, that's great, but I don't understand half the things you're telling me I can do with it. So it'd be completely wasted on me. Do you know what I mean? I might as well have a bit of wood phone. Yeah. So I'm going to go Braw. Braw a day for the old SIM only.
A couple more. Stevie Mac says Peroni Libras or Peroni Liberas. What is that?
Is that maybe an alcohol-free version?
Libra's free, innit?
Oh,
I don't know what that is.
that must be a.
I could look that up. Are you looking it up, Andy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Liberas.
alcohol-free.
I was going to say Libera sounds something.
Oh, alcohol-free Peronis? Absolutely not.
It's probably still more alcohol than a Bud Light.
Uh,
I didn't mind an alcohol-free beer. I was out ages ago, right enough, and I had the car or something, so I was on the Beck's Blue.
Yeah.
I thought it tasted fine.
yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm not a big fan of beer anyway.
I got slagged at your party a couple of months ago for bringing some
That's because
Bud Light Blacks in there.
Because you rocked up to a house party with alcohol-free
I was
beer.
driving.
That's your choice to make. Just saying.
Next time I'll just drive
you
drunk
get
then, thanks.
Beck's, free from alcohol or Tennent's alcohol-free. It had to be Bud Light free, didn't it?
No type of tenants will cross these lips. You understand me?
Saying that, the can was pretty fucking cool because it was the old school, like, can you get the red and blue Budweiser can? It was that, but it was just black and white.
It was nice.
It was shame it was such a.
You should bring some next week, or whenever we're back here. Some non-alcoholic ones. We can try them out.
We'll do that as a taste test.
Oh, okay. Oh, we could each bring one. Yeah,
that's
bring a
okay.
type. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring a
I'm
type
down.
each while we test
There you
it.
go. Look at him.
Wonder if we'll get
The best one was Tenants. It was just called Hee Haw.
Yeehaw.
Hee Haw.
What do you think? Non-alcoholic beer in general, actually.
No.
No. What do you drink? What's your drink of choice?
Corona.
Corona?
Corona all the way. No lime.
No lime.
Nah, that's
Tequila
for
on the
girls.
top?
Tequila, I love tequila. Nice
Get
bottle of
for a
Patron.
cocktail.
Nice bottle of Patron.
See, it is because right enough, I tend not to drink them because I don't really enjoy. If I'm going to have a drink, I'm not to get drunk. I'll just get a fucking Coke or a lemonade or something that tastes nice. Whereas like beer,
Beer tastes nice, though. You don't
I know,
think-
but beer tastes nice, but like the point of drinking beer is to get pissed usually.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
It's
like,
refreshing.
Yeah. Especially a Corona.
So I like a Guinness or an ale.
It's like a meal.
See,
best.
next time I've got to do a night or someplace where I've got to drive or a gig or something, I'll do that. Instead of drinking Cokes all night, because I end up fucking wired. And then you're driving home, you get home, you've had all that sugar. It's like
Yeah.
after a
Gassed
pod.
up.
Yeah.
Just lying in my bed like that. Like, I'll try drinking the
That's a good
non-alcoholics
point,
and see how
yeah.
it goes.
Well, see, as I'm saying, in
Then
the
they'll get to
pub,
my bed
aye, but
afterwards.
like in the house, I wouldn't have it in the house because I don't tend to like if I'm in the house, maybe somebody will have a beer at the end of the day. That's not what I do. I'd rather have a bottle of juice.
Do they have non-alcoholic stuff on taps in bars? No. I assume no. No. It's
so.
The cider ones are good. The Copperberg. It's
They're-
just,
Ooh,
just
yeah.
tastes exactly
The
the
other,
same.
Sugar, yeah.
the other day it was like 12
yeah,
o'clock in the
that'd be good.
afternoon. I was working from home. I didn't have it. I'd made my lunch. I didn't have anything to drink, but there was a non-alcoholic old malt cider sitting in my fridge, so I had that. It was fucking
Kiwi
lovely.
and lime.
It was delicious.
So non-alcoholic beer, we'll say. What are we saying?
No.
No, I'm
No.
saying no. Sorry, Stevie. We'll do one more.
Okay.
Pate, Braw or Naw.
No.
You don't like it?
No.
Stevie Cook says pate on garlic bread. He's a big boy though, Stevie, so he even likes something like that.
Gives me the bulk.
You don't like it?
No, it's a meat paste.
I kind of like that.
Like, just the sight and the consistency of it. It's like meat and butter.
You're not saying anything bad here.
I'm
you know
saying
that, right?
all these things. Nah, there's no danger, man. It literally, it ruins Christmas for me almost every year. My mum wheels out the fucking patty, hot. Right, Nan, that's fucking plenty. So, nah, it's a no from me. It's a big old no.
So not from me.
You don't like it, no?
Nah, like it should be one of these things that I would really like. You
I
know,
was-
a nice
I-
bit of Melba toast and that, bit of patty.
I would have pegged you for a patty lover.
Me
right
too,
now.
yeah.
I
Oh,
genuinely,
everybody in my family fucking loves it.
that's come as a
Not me,
shock to me.
Nah. I think maybe it's just the fact that it's like liver and stuff like that. I don't know.
See, when it comes to this is a consistency
never liked
for
it,
me
man.
when it comes to food. Is a big thing. Like I love fried eggs. I love scrambled eggs. See a hard boiled egg? No, I don't want any part of that.
Love hard-boiled eggs.
No,
yeah.
because like Megan made ramen and pork ramen earlier for my tea, and she had like egg, like the bits of egg in it. I was like, I didn't like egg. She's like, really? I was like, aye. It was like the hard boiled ones. I was like, no, you have to get them off my plate. Like that gives me the fucking heave.
I want some ramen.
That was good.
It was good.
I'll give you a bit of ramen, son.
Whip some up, Megan. Let's do it.
Ungrateful. Chuff's been slaving away over a hot
I know,
stove,
right?
It literally
I'm
took
She's
a
believing
raging.
that.
Right, first things
gonna
first.
throw a fucking
She
milkshake
was-
on you when you
She
get
was
home.
off the day. She was off. She wouldn't be so fucking stupid as to waste food. It's not happening. She was off the day. Just like when I'm off, I cook the dinner. So can.
All right.
Yeah, shit. I'm a modern man.
Good man. Good man.
I cook the food sometimes. She likes beans on toast.
Defensive.
I know, right? Seldom.
I'm not being defensive, right?
You
tell him.
Mike.
I feel I'm getting
Mike,
ganged
just
up
tell
on
him
you.
you settled.
Okay.
Settled down.
Seldom, son. All right, wait, one more, because this one was on from last
We've never
episode.
went around the table.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Alex, you start.
Bro.
Okay.
Nice bit of tiger bread butter.
Oh,
patty.
yeah. That sold me.
I can't
Some beefy
believe-
tomatoes with black pepper.
I
I'm
honestly
doing it
can't-
tonight.
I
I'm
can't-
starving.
I can't believe Pate is about to go in the Brawl of Fame.
I guess it is.
That's fucked up my entire
There you
evening.
go.
It's how it
You ever
works,
notice how
man.
many times you
Good
leave
pate, though. Good stuff, like
Yeah,
high
that's-
quality stuff. Not like shit that you get, like...
60 pence.
How often do we leave this fucking podcast hungry?
I know. All
Every
the time.
fucking week.
Every
Food
week.
crips
I
and
still
something.
want a milkshake.
Okay, last one. Sorry. This is something that I do. Putting things on the stairs that need to go upstairs. Do you know what I mean? So like you're cleaning something like in your living room or something. You put it on the stairs instead of just going and
Is
putting
that
it
like
upstairs somewhere.
is that like putting a dish in the sink to let it soak rather than actually washing it?
Yeah, lazy
I'll
shit.
I'll soak that off. You gonna put that away? It's soaking. I'll get to it on Tuesday.
Cat toast. There's crumbs on it.
I'm bad for that. I'm bad for putting things in a place in preparation for actually putting them away.
Yeah, I'm bad for it. Too.
I'm really bad for that. Andy Max, no. I can tell right now he's going to tell me.
No, it's like if I'm going away to move it, it needs to go somewhere. I'll put it there. I'll know just get halfway there and just leave it and be like, I'll come back to it in a minute.
Yeah, you're far more practical than
you're
both of us. Yeah.
Best, you're much better at being a human being than us. I'm going to say Braw because I'm a lazy fat cunt.
I'm gonna say bra as well, Alex.
Bro. It happens.
Listen, I leave everything in my arse anyway.
That's just where it's meant to be, aye.
And there's no stairs.
Exactly.
That's true. Yeah.
Neither do I,
You
actually.
haven't been next door. You haven't seen my secret
He owns his
stairway
whole building.
upstairs to Murray Geds. To see the kid up the stair, man.
Do you have anything that you were watching and listening to? Do we want to even go into that, or did you come prepared with anything?
I've got a wee list.
Oh, okay, all right.
Theme tune.
What have you been watching or listening to this week?
I just have. Did you watch Black Mirror yet?
I watched the
video game one?
the one with Anthony Mackie.
Yeah, all right.
That
Well,
was-
we're going to talk about that.
Okay,
Hold on.
That was fucking strange.
All right, what do you got, Alex?
The one I'm watching just now is Bad Blood on Netflix.
Bad Blood.
About mafia in Canada. Second season. Watched lots of subtitle ones on Netflix. Protector. 911 on Sky. SEAL Team. Just usual random stuff. Game of Thrones. Push ending.
Do you reckon?
You didn't like it?
Oh, I was so disappointed.
I liked I liked the whole last series up until the
Until the
finale.
last one. Aye.
Like so, I say that as I'll watch all the episodes again apart from the last day, and that was guff.
That was shit. It was shit.
Mike, you been through anything the last few days?
No, but I was going to take this opportunity to throw out a philosophical question about Black Mirror.
Okay.
Andy, do you have anything first?
No.
Okay. So, is anyone planning to watch Black Mirror? Because I won't
Never
spoil
watched
it.
any of them,
You haven't
so
watched
cool.
any of them.
Crack on.
All right, so I'll explain the premise of it. So it's two guys. They show them in the beginning of the show. They're playing video games. It's like a Mortal Kombat type game.
This is like back in
like, I guess, I don't know, late 90s, early 2000s, whatever.
Sega Mega Drive.
Yeah, something like that. Fast forward, it's to around, I don't know, the not too distant future, and they're in like this immersive video game where they put this little pod on the side of the head, and they go into this world and they become those characters, and then they can fight. They can feel the punches and everything. They don't actually really get hurt, but they can feel everything. They bleed and everything, but it heals up quickly. So it's two friends and they're playing, and
two male friends.
Two male friends, yes. And men being men, of course, what do they start doing? There's a female character and a male character. Of course, they decide to have sex.
No, see, you say of course, right? The thing about this thing, so in the game, so it's effectively like a street fighter. So in the future, they haven't seen each other for ages, and one of the guys is young, free, and not young, he's single, and the other guy's married, kids, typical dad life.
Yeah, you're
so
better
for his
this.
birthday, his pal gives him this immersive video game. So a wee thing you click on the side of your head, and then it syncs with your computer, and you're in the game. So his pal goes this female character, again the old school like Tekken, like short skirt anime type of thing.
Chun-Li kind of.
And then the other guy, the main guy, Anthony Mackie, is like some just ripped fucking kung fu dude. So they're fighting, and all of a sudden they start fucking knocking boots, and like it becomes this thing. It's like an addiction, but it's like this he's effectively cheating on his wife, but he's not cheating on his wife because it's on the game. But he's having sex with his pal, and they start texting like they're having an actual affair. And so Anthony Mackie, obviously, he's got his wife and family. He's like, right, we've got to stop this. But first of all, he meets his pal in real life, and he's like, right, we're going to kiss right now. And the guy's like, what? So they get off each other, realise there's no spark there, but his pal's like, it's different in the game. So that's what happens in the episode. These two people are virtually banging, even though they're both dudes.
Yeah.
Even though one of them in the game is a female and the other one's a man.
So is that, would you consider that to be, first of all, is that cheating? Is he cheating on his wife, that guy?
Well, I'd imagine in the terms of the future, when he's in an immersive video game, he is having sex with someone who's not his wife. I'd have to say, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And plus he's keeping a secret from her as
He's
well.
keeping him a secret, yeah.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Is that, it is weird. Yeah, it's not that it's, is it gay? Yeah. Are they gay males now?
I think, but no.
Because they are characters.
When they met in real life,
yeah,
they
weren't
weren't attracted to each other. So it fucked me up, that episode.
It did. It made me think. But it was kind of like, could you compare that to playing, let's say, Grand Theft Auto, and you go and shoot somebody in the head? You're not a murderer now, are you? Because you've just shot someone in the head and stole their car?
That's true. That's a very good point.
All right. So I'll see you later on tonight in the game. Is that what we're doing?
I'll shag you in the car.
Sorry, mate, meant on it.
No, but it was just a really good episode of Black Mirror, and it made me think a lot. And I think that's probably what we are headed down.
If you had to,
like
which one of your pals would you shag?
None of them. I wouldn't be involved in any of those.
Well, I'm
games.
insulted.
Did you see that picture of me with that woman filter on me?
Yeah.
Deadly.
Have you seen those Snapchat filters?
Yeah,
Richard?
it's scary.
Yeah, we'll get yours after.
You never posted them up, did you?
No.
It's on the Patreon. You did put them on the
I'll put them on
Patreon.
the Patreon, but I'll put them on the Facebook page for everybody
right.
else.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I think Jordan won anyway, so it doesn't.
I did. I
Did he?
was a
I think he
fucking ride.
Yeah.
I was an absolute ride. I won on the night too.
I don't think so. I don't agree with that.
Oh,
think
you know,
he did.
well, can he be demanding a recount?
But just to wrap up the Black Mirror thing, I just thought it was funny how like men have this technology to go do something like that, immersive video game, and then they end up having sex.
How
with
can
it.
I have
just
sex
because
with it?
men are just men?
How
you
can
know?
I have sex with this?
Yeah. And it was just really a super good Black Mirror episode. Just made you think. It was kind of like, wow.
Yeah, and I had a slightly
It's testing-
the weirdly depressing ending because it happened that his wife found out what he'd been up to.
Yeah.
So once a year on his birthday, she would let
Spoiler
him go
alert.
and shag his pal, and then she would get to go out and ride somebody else as well.
Yeah.
So it was a kind of bleak ending.
So they have an open relationship now. It seems
Yeah,
like
once a year on their
once.
birthday.
Yeah.
Couldn't do that. It'd be fucking weird. Anyway, yeah, it was a strange episode. Very good though. I would recommend Black Mirror too.
Chime in on the Facebook page, please. Let us know what you think about it. And
Is it gay or is it nay?
is that what we're doing? 2 words all the time now.
Gay or nay? That'd be a strange feature.
It would
So
be.
I was out last week. Right?
Kiss this dude and.
I revisited. Just this is my own thing. I revisited an old Arctic Monkeys album. Humbug was their third album, and I think is the one that is the least appreciated. And I think I appreciate it more and more as I go on. it was kind of the Alex Turner was definitely on heroin phase. He'd been hanging out a lot with a guy for Josh Homme for the Queens of the Stone Age. It was recorded out at the is it the Joshua Tree? Is that his recording studio?
I don't know what his studio's called.
I'm sure it's the Joshua Tree. It's out in the desert anyway. And it's got a really fucking dark feel. I don't know if I've just been having a really dark week by watching Black Mirror non-stop and fucking listening to the Arctic Monkeys.
Gotta get up to Andy's Man Club, sort you out.
I've watched too much Black Mirror. But I used to be quite hard on it myself, but I re-listened to it again this week and I don't know why. You know, sometimes you've listened to an album a million times and then you listen to it once, for no apparent reason you put it on and it just clicks differently.
Yeah.
So I got right into it. So I'm going to actually give that an 8 bananas out of 10 for Humbug. So if you haven't listened to Humbug, go and give it a listen. It's a little bit more out there. So even if Arctic Monkeys aren't your usual cup of tea, I think that's probably their most, apart from their most recent one, it's their most different album. It's the most experimental one out there. So give Humbug a listen. 8 bananas.
8 bananas.
Any other business for the week, chaps?
No.
No? Thank you very much, Alex, then, for coming on, Thomas. Andy's Man Club.
No, it's been fun.
It's been a great laugh, man. Like I say, we'll share out all the pages on the Facebook. Like I say, it's amazing what you're doing. So thank you so much for coming on and talking to us about it.
We'll give you guys a share as well across Facebook and that.
Amazing,
great.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, mate.
You can find us on Facebook, Podbean, Monkey Sword Fight Podcast. You can email us, monkeyswordfightpodcast @gmail.com. We're on Twitter at MSF_podcast. I'm on Twitter at Wagwan Patrice.
I am also on Twitter @_mdots.
I'm on Twitter at Macapella.
Thank you once again for listening. Take care. Peace.
Bye.